Hello students, hope you all are doing great. I'm Machal Chaudhary, working as an assistant professor, BBA department in St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management. So students, I'm back with my online lecture series of income tax. So students, it's your lecture number 2 from unit 4. In previous lecture, we have studied about the assessment of individual, quantum of rebate, and computation of total income and steps involved in computation of income. And today we are going to start with various forms of assessment, basic rules of deductions, and what all deductions are available to an individual. So let's get started. Various forms of assessment. There are five types of assessment. First is self-assessment. Here what happens that assessee himself determine the income tax payable. Here assessee himself computes his total income and taxable income according to the Income Tax Act. And the tax department has made available various forms of filing income tax return. So the SEC consolidates his income from various sources and adjusts the same against losses or deductions or various exemptions. So here student what happens कि whenever any SSC tries to identify what all deductions are available to him, and after analyzing them and after having a proper knowledge of them, and then he is going to compute his total income and taxable income. He computes himself all the income. Then in that case, that is your self assessment. So it is one of the best way to assess the your taxable income, because यहाँ पे क्या होगा that you will have a proper knowledge. First thing, second, you know कि आपके losses कहाँ पर हैं and आपके loss कहाँ पर adjust हो रहे हैं, what all rebates you are having, you are available. So ये सब चीजें आपको अच्छे से पता चल जाती है, so that will help you. Next is your summary assessment. Summary assessment, basically it is carried out without any human intervention. Here SSC is not liable to intervene in the process, and in this type of assessment the information submitted by the SSC in his return of income is cross-checked against the income that the income tax department has access to. So basically इसमें क्या होता है that इनकम टैक्स डिपार्टमेंट ने जो भी आपको अथॉरिटीज दी हैं, व्हाट ऑल डिडक्शंस दे हैव मेंशन्ड टू द एसएससीज लाइक कंप्यूटेशन, सो उन सबको चेक करना है, क्रॉस चेक करना है, एंड आपको चेक करना है दैट आपने जो इन्फॉर्मेशन, एसएससी ने जो इन्फॉर्मेशन दी है, एसएससी ने जो टैक्स फाइलिंग में अपनी प्रॉपर इन्फॉर्मेशन दी है, वो एक्यूरेट है या नहीं है. सो दिस इज चेक्ड इन योर समरी असेसमेंट. Next is your regular assessment. The Income Tax Department authorizes the assessing officer or income tax authority, not below the rank of income tax officer, to conduct the assessment. यहाँ पे we hire the assessing officer or income tax authority to identify that if there is any kind of misconduct or misrepresentation of the information, ऐसा तो नहीं है. The purpose is to ensure that the SSC has neither, like he has understated his income, कोई understated income तो नहीं कर दिया, या फिर उसने अपना कोई expense ज़्यादा तो show नहीं कर दिया. So ये सब चीज़ें identify करने के लिए, ये चीज़ें ensure करने के लिए assessing officer को hire किया जाता है by the income tax department. This is your regular assessment. Next is best judgment assessment. Best judgment assessment में क्या होता है that if a person, if a SSC fails to provide the proper information, he fails to respond to a notice, any social audit order, or he fails to file the return within the due date, and he is unable to comply with the terms as given in the notice. So after doing all these mistakes, so after then what happens that opportunity is provided to hear the SSC's argument कि अगर वो नहीं कर पाया ये सब चीजें, he is unable to provide these information, then what was the reason? Then SSC officer passes an order based on the relevant material and evidence which is available to him. So उसके बाद एक proper assessment किया जाता है of all the like proofs which is provided by the SSC. Then after that a proper like judgment is passed on that hearing. Last is your income escaping assessment. Income escaping means what? Ki whenever a SSC is trying to escape his income, right? When the SSC assessing officer has sufficient reason to believe that any taxable income has escaped assessment, he has the authority to access or re-access the SSC's income. So basically what happens कि many times हम लोग क्या करते हैं that income tax से बचने के लिए what we do, we just escape some of the income. So अगर ये आपके assessing officer को पता चल गया और maybe he has some sort of doubt on that, so he have that access that he can like proper identify if there is any income which is escaped or not, he can check it out. So he has that authority to access the SSC's income. So the time limit for issuing a notice to reopen the assessment is 4 years. Basically, अगर 4 सालों के बीच में between the 4 years you get to know कि some person or some individual has escaped his income. So in that case, you have a power to re-access or to reopen the assessment. Deductions to be made in computing total income. So basically, students, after calculating your gross total income, there are two types of deductions which are available to an individual. First is deductions on account of certain income or certain payments and investments covered under section 80C to 80GGC. And second is deductions on account of certain income which are already included under the gross total income covered under section 80IA to 80U. So these both deductions are available to an individual. So after claiming all the above deductions from gross total income, whatever the amount you get, that is your total income, or you can say that will be your taxable income. So here are some basic rules of deductions which are mentioned under section 80A, 80AB and 80AC. So these are the rules for your deductions, and if they are not fulfilled, then in that case deduction will not be allowed. First is deduction can't exceed gross total income, which means that whatever the amount you are getting after as your taxable income, that should not be in a negative figure. It should be either positive or nil, but it can't be negative. So deductions which you are getting, that should not exceed your gross total income. Deductions not allowed to members if allowed to AOP or BOI. So whenever you are getting some deductions under the AOP and BOI, then in that case each and every members of AOP will not get individual deductions. Double deduction not allowed, and deduction can't exceed the profit of the particular undertaking or unit or enterprise, etc. Basically, whenever you are having getting some deduction, so that should not be mentioned, that should not be double deduction. Like AOP, if you are working in a AOP, you are from AOP, then in that case you get the deduction, and after that each and every individual which is included under AOP, that person is also claiming some deduction, then that will not be allowed at all. And whenever deduction are like whenever you are getting the deduction, then in that case that should not be exceeding the profit of the particular business. Next is your deduction allowed only when it is claimed by the SSC. So whenever an SSC is claiming some sort of deduction, then only it is allowed to them. If they are not claiming any deductions, so in that case आप खुद से जाकर deductions नहीं दोगे, you are not giving them deduction. If a person is themselves asking for the deduction, then in that case the deduction will be provided to them. Benefits of certain deductions not to be allowed in cases where return is not filed within the specified time period. So whenever we are asked to provide to like follow the return, tax return, if you are not going to file a tax return, then in that case no deduction will be given to you. If you haven't like fulfilled the all of the criteria of income tax authority, then in that case no deduction, no benefit will be provided to you. For getting the benefit of certain deduction, it is compulsory to file a income tax return, and that too within a specified period of time. So students, before moving to the numerical question, before going to solve that numerical question, let's have a quick view on the deductions which are available to a person and under which section which deduction will be available. First is your section 80C. Under this, life insurance or PF contribution will be provided. These deductions will be provided under the section 80C, and there is a maximum limit of rupees 1,50,000. Under section 80CCC, pension fund is covered and maximum amount is rupees 1,50,000 for the deduction. Under section 80CCD का subsection 1, deductions available in respect of employees SSC's contribution to National Pension Scheme. So basically in this section what is covered? National Pension Scheme is covered under this. Next is your section 80CCD का subsection 1B. Additional deduction of rupees 50,000 is available in respect of NPS. Next, section 80CCD subsection 2. Deductions available in respect of employer's contribution to NPS. Here, employers will get the benefit of deduction. Next is 80D. Deduction in respect of health or medical insurance premium. Whenever you are claiming any such deduction which is related to the health or medical insurance premium, then that deduction will be claimed by the individual or HUF under this section. Then under section 80DD, in this section, deduction is covered regarding the maintenance, including medical treatment of a dependent who is a person with disability. So this deduction can be claimed by resident individual or resident HUF. Under section 80DDB, it is mentioned that deduction in respect of medical treatment is given here. Under section 80E, payment of interest of loan taken for higher studies. Whenever you are asking for a deduction which is related to the interest of loan which is related to your higher studies, then that will be covered under section 80E. Under section 80EE, deduction in respect of interest of loan taken for residential house property. When you haven't taken any loan regarding the residential house property, then deduction for the interest of that loan is covered under this section. Next is section 80G. It covers the donation of certain funds or charitable institutions. So that deduction will be covered here and it can be claimed by any SSC. Under section 80GG, deduction in respect of rents paid. If you fulfill all the criteria of that deduction, then here you will get the deduction related to your rent paid. So it is related to your individual only. Under section 80GGA, in this you will get a deduction in respect of any certain donation for scientific research or rural development. When you claim such deduction, so that will be covered or given under the section 80GGA. And last is your section 80GGB GGC. So here you will get the deduction if you haven't have given any contribution to political parties. Now let's have a quick review on the deductions which are available in respect of certain incomes. Under section 80IA, deduction is given on the profit and gains which whenever an organization is engaged in infrastructure development. Under section 80 IAV, deduction in respect of profits and gains by an undertaking or an enterprise engaged in development of a special economic zone SEZ. Whenever a person or any individual or a company is engaged in the development of SEZ, then here deduction will be available for them. Next is section 80 IAC, and this deduction will be given to like eligible business of eligible startup. Here the deduction will be claimed by any companies or LLPs. Next is section 80 IB. So here deduction will be given on the like in respect of profit and gains from certain industrial undertaking which are other than the infrastructure development. Next is 80IBA, deduction in respect of profit and gains from housing projects. If a company or individual is engaged in the housing project, then certain deduction will be given in this section. Next is 80IC, deduction in respect of profit and gains of certain undertakings in special category states. So that will be covered in this section. Then section 80ID covers the gain from the hotel business or convention center in NCR. Section 80IE contain the undertaking or you can say a profit from the undertaking in northeastern estates. Section 80JJA contains the profit or gains from the collecting and processing of biodegradable waste. Section 80JJAA contains the reduction in respect of employment of new employees. Section 80LA contains the reduction in respect of certain income of offshore banking units and international financial service centers, and can be claimed by the scheduled banks only. Under Section 80B, deduction is given in respect of income of cooperative societies. Under Section 80PA, deduction is given in respect of income of farm producer companies, and under Section 80QQB, deduction is given in respect of loyalty income, that is up to rupees maximum rupees 3 lakh. Section 80 RRB contains the deduction in respect of royalty of patient, but that should not be exceeding rupees 3 lakh. Then Section 80 TTA includes the deduction in respect of interest on deposits in saving accounts, which will be maximum up to rupees 10,000. Section 80 TTB contains the deduction regarding the senior citizen to be allowed a deduction of rupees 50,000 on account of interest. Section 80U, deduction in case of person with disability, and that is up to rupees 1,25,000 only. So these were the deductions which are available under the Income Tax Act. So we have covered all of the deductions which are available to the individual or you can say a company, business, anyone who is liable to pay the tax. So these were the all taxable deductions which were available to all of them. So I hope you are clear with all the deductions, and you need not to like remember all of these deductions and their sections, but you should have a knowledge regarding it. So that's why I have shared all the deductions to you. So you will get to know, you will have a easy hands on these deductions once you are you start doing or practicing the numerical portion. Then after a period, certain period of time, you will have a that knowledge regarding these sections. You will have a proper hands on कि कौन सा deduction किस section में available है. So that will come by certain period of time only. So that's it for today's lecture. In next lecture, we will go for some numerical portion related to the gross total income and your taxable income. So here is a question related to today's lecture. What all deductions are available to SSC under Income Tax Act? So you have to solve this question. You have to just try to remember some of the sections and some of the important deductions. So that's it for today. So if you face any difficulty or you have any doubt, then do let me know. I will arrange a doubt session for you. Thank you so much for your time. Stay tuned for more videos.